Donald Trump's coronavirus advisor continues to give Americans awful, irresponsible advice related to the coronavirus. In fact, during a recent interview with Fox News, he urged people to essentially enjoy the holidays with people who are the most vulnerable to the virus. Take a look.
This kind of isolation is one of the unspoken tragedies of the elderly who are now being told, don't see your family at Thanksgiving. For many people, this is their final Thanksgiving, believe it or not. What are we doing here? I think we have to have a policy, which I have been advocating, which is a whole person, whole health policy. It's not about just stopping cases of COVID. We have to talk about the damage of the policy itself. We want to protect the elderly, but we cannot lock down.
So it might be their last holiday season if you expose them to a virus that's incredibly lethal to elderly people, especially at a time when the country is experiencing a severe spike in new coronavirus cases and hospitals around the country are overwhelmed and literally do not have room to bring in new patients. So you could either listen to a buffoon like Scott Atlas, who's just been condemned by Stanford University, and I'll give you the details on that in just a second, or you can listen to science and protect your loved ones and not expose them to this virus, as he's advising you to do. It's insane.
Yeah, look, this is so gratuitous that I can't even make heads or tails out of it. It's almost like he's trying to kill people. I mean, the very, very last thing you would do, even if you believed in herd immunity as Scott Atlas appears to, and you thought masks were a matter of freedom, etc., still at the very bottom of the list would be go expose the elderly people in your family. Like what? But why? It doesn't have anything to do with opening up business. It doesn't have anything to do with your precious stock market. Why are you exposing family members and trying to make it their last Thanksgiving? What an insane thing to do. So I mentioned herd immunity. Scott Atlas is an advocate of it. Because he got so much pushback from every other doctor on the planet, he says, well, technically, no, I'm not saying that exact phrase. Wink, wink. And then he explains exactly why he's in favor of herd immunity. So the one country that tried that, other than the US de facto doing it, was Sweden. So I just want to show you a chart real quick of what happened with Sweden recently and what they've decided to do. This is Dr. Scott Gottlieb, who used to also work in the Trump administration, tweeting about it. Oh, look at that giant spike up. Oops, there goes herd immunity. So that's what happened in Sweden. So Gottlieb explains this. Sweden has now banned gathering of more than 8 people as a second wave of coronavirus continues to grow. And the quote is, don't go to gyms, don't go to libraries, don't host dinners, cancel, says the Swedish prime minister. So Sweden has waved the white flag, as it were, and said, we were wrong. Herd immunity is a terrible idea. All it does is leads to more people getting killed before the vaccine. But Scott Atlas is telling you to go kill your grandma by going to Thanksgiving with her and exposing her for no reason at all. And obviously I'm using hyperbole here, but I just cannot fathom why in the world he would say what he's saying.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. And keep in mind that the surge in new coronavirus cases is become so severe that you have Republican governors throughout the country now implementing mask mandates. It's not a polite, piece of advice. It's not something that's recommended. It is a mandate. Everyone needs to wear masks when they're indoors. And again, we're not just talking about Michigan. We're not just talking about California. We're talking about states like Iowa, states like North Dakota, where the surge is particularly bad. And so luckily there are some Republican lawmakers, at least on a local level, who understand the importance of encouraging people to wear masks. In other states, you have businesses shutting down early, in-person dining at a halt. And so people are taking, this issue seriously. It's just unfortunate that we continue to have not only a lack of leadership on a federal level, but we have counter to good leadership or good advice on a federal level.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.